Afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us. So today, we are proud to have Dr. Catherine Barber with us. So Dr. Catherine Barber is our senior publisher from our IB team. So she will be sharing with us today about all the resources from Pearson that is suitable to promote to IB schools. Okay, but before we get into the session, just a quick housekeeping rule so that we can have a smooth session for today. So you may notice as you enter into the session today, your microphone and your webcam are automatically disabled. If you wish to communicate with us, you can use the chat function, or if you have any questions whatsoever, you can also use the Q&A function to communicate with us, right? So we will keep all the questions until the end of the session. So I'll be monitoring the chat and the Q&A. If there's any questions, we will bring it up at the end. All right, and this session is being recorded and will be available again for everyone to view on demand after the session. For all of our partners who are here today, you may be asking, is there any sales toolkit like catalogs or PowerPoint presentations? So those assets are also available, although we are not sharing those in this current session. But if you need them, you can also request from your respective account managers. And lastly, for those who will be not able to join us throughout the session and you may be asking for the PowerPoint presentation, yes, we will also share the PowerPoint presentation with all of you after the session. And that's it for the house rule. And right now, I'm just going to pass the time over to Catherine to start the session on IB Resources Discovery session. Catherine, over to you.
Thanks, Ken. I'm just sharing my slides. Okay, Ken, can you see the slides?
Yep, I can.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. So as Ken said, I am the Senior Product Manager responsible for the whole of the IB portfolio here at Pearson. I've been working on the IB since 2017 here at Pearson, and I did the IB myself at a school in Istanbul. So as Ken said, please feel free to submit your questions via the chat box or the Q&A as we go along, and there will be plenty of time to answer your questions at the end of the session. So today I'm going to cover the resources that Pearson publishes for the IB programmes, so the primary years programme, the middle years programme and the diploma programme. And in the diploma programme section, I will focus on the new sciences as that's what people really want to know about at the moment. So I always like to start with an overview of the programmes, and this slide just gives a sentence or two summarising each programme, the age range it caters for and when it was first offered. So we have the PYP or primary years programme, which is for ages 3 to 12, the MYP or middle years programme, which is for ages 11 to 16, and the DP or diploma programme, which is for ages 16 to 18. And there is also a career-related programme or CP, and that's for ages 16 to 18 as well. And it's a more vocational alternative to the diploma programme, but we won't be talking about that today. So let's start by looking at the curricula for the three programmes and then at the resources that Pearson has available. So starting with the primary years programme, the PYP curriculum is an inquiry-led transdisciplinary framework that is flexible and adaptable to local curriculum standards. And the curriculum is organised into 6 transdisciplinary themes. So we have who we are, where we are in place and time, how we express ourselves, how the world works, how we organise ourselves, and sharing the planet. In terms of resources for PYP that Pearson publish, so we have a suite of 120 readers and companions, which are organised by the 6 transdisciplinary themes that I just mentioned and are also mapped by year group. So this is a nice summary of all the readers that are available, and this can be found on the Pearson International Schools website in the PYP section. So the PYP readers are designed to motivate younger learners and help them develop inquiry-based reading strategies. The PYP Readers series has a strong international approach, and it has links to the IB learner profile, which is really important. And it includes a variety of fiction and non-fiction titles to motivate all learners. Our PYP readers are print only, and they are available in different packs. So you can buy packs by level or by theme. And yeah, that's kind of the summary of the PYP resources that Pearson has. So if you have any questions about those, please do submit them. Moving on to MYP. So the MYP curriculum is split into 8 compulsory subject groups. And then in addition to the subjects, students also complete an independent piece of work of their choosing called the MYP project. There are no formal externally marked exams at the end of the MYP. However, there is an optional e-assessment, which about 50% of schools offer. For Pearson resources, we currently only publish for MYP Maths. So in 2021 and 2022, we published our new MYP Maths resources, which consists of 5 print and digital student books. So we have year 1, year 2, year 3, and then years 4 and 5 standard and years 4 and 5 extended. And there are 4 digital teacher guides. So those are year 1, year 2, year 3, and then years 4 and 5 standard and extended are combined into 1 teacher guide. The student books are available as a print and digital bundle or as a standalone ebook, and ebook subscriptions are always 4 years. The teacher guides for MYP Maths are digital only, and they are available as 1-year subscriptions, but everything in the teacher guides is downloadable, so they can essentially be a one-off purchase, because if a school downloads all of the content and then saves it locally, they do not need to resubscribe. There are 3 key themes that make our MYP Maths resources unique. So the inquiry-led or exploratory approach, the alignment with our highly successful diploma programme maths resources, and the teacher support that we offer. And I'm going to talk about each of these 3 on the next few slides. So firstly, the inquiry-led approach and what that actually means. So in our approach, students are encouraged to explore or discover new ideas or concepts before being told them. And this is in line with recent research on how students learn best and how to encourage a growth mindset. This is showcased in our books with the use of explore boxes, which are used extensively to introduce new concepts. So you can see on the screen there, the purple Explore 3.1 box is an example of an explore box. So it asks a question to kind of get students thinking about a subject rather than just telling them the concept. We have also incorporated a consistent approach to problem solving. So our problem solving follows a 4-step process, and the 4 steps are understand the problem, make a plan, carry out the plan, and look back. And all of the worked examples in the books follow these steps, and many of them label the steps to highlight them so students can really see where each step is. We've also included reflect boxes to help students look back, which is the 4th step. And again, on the screen, there is an example, that green reflect box. So using this 4-step process consistently within the books really helps embed in students' minds how to solve or how to approach solving maths problems effectively so that it will become second nature to them. The 3rd key aspect of our inquiry-led approach is the importance of cooperative group work. Research has shown that it's a useful tool in changing students from being passive receivers of information to being partners in the learning process. So questions, activities, and investigations in the books have all been designed with group work in mind. And the introduction to the teacher guides has lots of advice about how to implement the inquiry-led approach in class, including how to set up effective groups. Moving on to the MYP to DP alignment in our MYP Maths series. So our maths resources support the transition from MYP to DP in the following ways. So we have a progression map in which the MYP student books have been mapped to each of the 4 diploma programme courses. And this shows a clear progression through the knowledge that students need in order to start their DP maths courses. We used the same series editor for both our MYP and DP maths resources, Ibrahim Wazir, and this has ensured a consistent approach which has been backed up by the progression map. We also have a wealth of transition support via a series of blog posts and webinars from Paula Rowlands, who is an MYP maths teacher, and she is the head of maths from the International School of Basel in Switzerland, and she was also one of the authors on the MYP maths series. And then finally for MYP maths, our teacher support. So as I said, we have 4 teacher guides, and they are packed full of useful resources, including a thorough explanation of how to implement the inquiry-led approach in the classroom, quick quiz starters in PowerPoint format for each chapter, customizable unit plans for each chapter in Microsoft Word format, prerequisites, suggested timings, points to stress, extra practice questions, answers to explore boxes and investigations, and further ideas of for extra group activities for each chapter, and of course the progression map. We have a series of webinar recordings on the Pearson International School's YouTube channel from Ibrahim Wazir, the series editor, and Paula Rowlands, one of the authors. And these webinars cover the inquiry-led approach, effective unit planning, and smoothing the MYP to DP transition. And there is also a recording of a Facebook Live demo of the teacher guides. And I've included the links at the bottom of the slide there, and you will have the slides shared with you after this presentation. Any questions come in, Ken, or shall I just continue to diploma?
No, we can continue on to the DP program.
Okay, great. So moving on to the diploma program, there are 6 subject groups, and students select a subject from each of these groups. The only exception is the arts group. So instead of picking an art subject, students can pick a second subject from one of the other groups. So they could do 2 sciences, for example. So this means that there is a little room for customization of the diploma program, which is great. Students pick 3 subjects to study at standard level and 3 to study at higher level. The standard level content tends to be a subset of the higher level content, so students just undergo additional teaching hours to extend their knowledge in their high level subjects. In addition to the 6 subject groups, there is also a compulsory core curriculum, which consists of theory of knowledge, the extended essay, and CAS. And CAS stands for creativity, activity, and service. And students must complete and document extracurricular hours in each of those categories for their CAS component. Each subject is assessed by a combination of coursework and exams, with a maximum of 7 points available for each subject, plus 3 points for the core, giving a maximum IB Diploma score of 45 points. So this is from our catalogue, and it shows the titles that we publish in each subject group. The only group that we don't publish for is the arts. With the exception of the French and Spanish B workbooks, which I'll talk about in a bit, those are print only. All other IB titles are available as a print and ebook bundle or as a standalone ebook, and ebook subscriptions are valid for 4 years. So the following slides have details about our resources for each subject, so I'll go through each group. So firstly, the core, for which we have a theory of knowledge title, which was written by extremely experienced authors, including Sue Bastian, who is affectionately known in the IB world as the godmother of TOK. Our book offers full coverage of the 2020 curriculum, and it is structured to match the knowledge framework in the curriculum. Our TOK title includes detailed assessment support for the 2 TOK assessments. So those are the essay and the exhibition. We have separate support chapters for these 2 assessments. Teachers and students need support for the exhibition in particular, as this is a new assessment that was only introduced in the 2020 curriculum. For studies in language and literature, we have an English A literature title. This title has been praised for the diversity of the text examples that we used, which really resonate with international students. This title has clearly differentiated standard level and higher level content. It has key terms highlighted and explained. It has activities throughout to strengthen appreciation and understanding of different texts. And it also has chapter insight summaries to consolidate learning. There are clear learning objectives and links to theory of knowledge. And there are detailed assessment support chapters dedicated to the various assessments for English A, which really prepares learners for their exams. The language acquisition, we publish for English B, French B and Spanish B. The French and Spanish titles are print-only write-in workbooks that offer a flexible approach so they can be used alongside other resources. These titles, the workbooks, are designed to help students prepare for their exams with tons of reading, writing and listening assessment practice. The listening assessment content in the workbooks is via QR codes that link to carefully selected samples. And then for English B, because that does have an ebook, there are audio files included in the ebook. Again, the higher level content is clearly differentiated in these titles. For individuals and societies, we publish for global politics, history, economics, psychology and environmental systems and societies, or ESS. And ESS can be taken as either an individuals and societies subject or as a science subject. It's currently only available at standard level, ESS, but the curriculum is being revised for first teaching in September 2024, and higher level will be offered for ESS from then, which is great. We will publish a new ESS book in 2024. And we are also working on a new title for individuals and societies, that's business management, which we'll publish in April this year. And I have a slide, I think it's the next slide, is business management. I also just wanted to mention economics on this slide, as we have a new edition of this title, which was written for the 2020 curriculum. So economics has new and updated global case study examples that add interest for an international audience. It also includes practice exam questions and chapters that cover all of the economics assessments and the extended essay. In addition, what's cool about this book is that it has auto-mark quizzes, over 100 videos that were created by the authors, and worksheets, and those are all accessible from the ebook. So looking specifically at business management, this is the first time that we've published for this subject, but we often get asked about it, so we expect this book will be popular. We are working on a brand new textbook for business management. It's being written in line with the 2022 subject guide. First assessments will be in 2024, and this book is scheduled to publish in April, so next month. This title is being written and reviewed by teachers with just under 50 years of experience with the IB between them. It will cover all 5 units of the business management curriculum, with high level material clearly signposted for differentiation. And it will include many of our tried and trusted IB series features, such as theory of knowledge boxes, IB learner profile boxes, activities and auto-mark quizzes. There will also be sustainable and ethical case studies included, and assessment support with assessment chapters. There is a sample chapter available on the website for our business management title, and there will be a free trial coming very soon as well. So now moving on to science, which is the biggest deal for us at the moment. So for the new IB Diploma Science subject guides, which were released last month for first teaching starting in September, we have 6 brand new titles. So we have standard level and high level books for each of the 3 subjects, biology, chemistry and physics. And again, these books are available as a print and digital bundle or as a standalone ebook. What's really important about these titles is that for the first time they have been developed in cooperation with the IB themselves, which is huge news for us. So they've gone through a rigorous review process to make sure they match the curriculum and IB philosophy, and to make sure they are accurate and high quality, which means we are able to put the IB kind of icon stamp of approval on our books, which we're really excited about. So our separate standard level and high level books for Diploma Sciences offer flexibility and ensures that every student has the right content for their learning journey. So the standard level books include everything that standard level students need and nothing more, so they can feel confident that they are learning at the right level. And the higher level books have clear labels that identify the higher level only content, so can be used for higher level students, but can also be used to teach mixed standard level and higher level classes. And schools do quite often have mixed classes for scheduling reasons. So that's a really great thing about our books, that they can clearly see what content only the higher level students need to know. In addition to that flexibility, I've listed some of the other key benefits of our resources. So these are either already at the printers or are going to press this week, so will be available by the middle of April. They are, as I said, published in cooperation with the IB, so customers can be confident that they align with the IB philosophy and match the new curricula. They have been written by true experts in the field, a team of extremely experienced IB science teachers, examiners, curriculum developers, and workshop leaders. We used the same authoring team as the previous series, as it was very popular, but we added a couple of new authors to keep things fresh. Our books include extra digital resources to support teaching and planning at no extra cost. And there is a slide in a couple of slides' time about the extra digital resources. And also to help prepare students for their assessments, we have exercises and practice questions with full answers and work solutions, which are accessed from the ebooks. And we also have assessment chapters for the internal and external assessments. So this slide shows some of the key features. It's a bit small, but this is the screenshot from our sales toolkit that I believe will be shared with you. And I'm going to talk a bit more about the sales kit in a minute. So each chapter starts with the guiding questions from the subject guide. So these are a new feature of the 2023 curriculum, and they set the context of the topic. We have included linking questions also from the subject guides, and this helps students make links between topics and to build their network of knowledge. So that's one of the key points about the new curriculum. It's all about building up a network of knowledge and making connections between topics. At the end of each chapter, we revisit the guiding questions with a checklist summary that can be used for revision, and we will have downloadable versions of those as well, which will be accessed from the ebooks. And as I mentioned previously, we have identified the high level only content. So it's really small, but on the kind of right-hand page layout, where it says number 4, you can see there are tiny blue labels, and they say HL on them. So you can really easily see that those bullet points at the bottom are for high level only students. Some more features. So we have included global context boxes to emphasize the importance of science in an international context. We've got challenge yourself questions that encourage students to think in more depth, so offer differentiation for the higher stability students. We have theory of knowledge boxes to stimulate thoughts and consideration of knowledge issues as they arise in context and help students make connections between science and TOK. And we also have a separate TOK chapter in each book. We have key fact boxes that identify key learning points. We have hints for success that give advice on how to approach questions, and they also identify any common pitfalls. We have skills boxes that often link to ideas for lab work and activities via downloadable PDFs. Interesting facts that make links to real life contexts. worked examples with solutions to help students tackle questions, and nature of science boxes, which is a bit like theory of knowledge. Also included with every book, whether a customer purchases the print and digital bundle or the standalone ebook, they get answers and work solutions, lab skills worksheets and activity worksheets, summary checklists, which are the guiding question revisited checklists, which help with revision. There are links to videos, and there are also auto-marked revision quizzes. In terms of marketing, we have the sales toolkit, which I mentioned, that includes key dates, components, what the IB stamp of approval means, the unique selling points, key features, author details, some details about the competition, and some FAQs. And we will share the sales toolkit with you. We have sample chapters available for all 6 titles. And we have high-level digital free trials also available. Currently, standard level free trials are also coming very soon. We have started a series of blog posts to support teachers, and the first post about the changes to the chemistry curriculum is already live, and there will be similar posts for biology and physics. We also have some author Q&A videos that are coming soon. And we have some sample lesson plans that go with the sample chapters, and they are also coming very soon. So that's everything on sciences. And then back to the final subject group that we published for the diploma, maths. So we have 4 titles that cover the 4 available courses for DP Maths. So there is a pure maths route called Analysis and Approaches, and an applied maths route called Applications and Interpretation. And both routes are available at standard level and higher level. The screenshot on the top right is from the IB Statistical Bulletin, and it shows that the 2 standard level courses are the most popular options, with Analysis and Approaches high level also being quite popular, and the least popular maths course is the Applications and Interpretation high level course. One of the cool things about these titles are the links to GeoGebra applets that were created specifically for the course. So GeoGebra is an interactive tool that allows students to play around with pre-programmed applets to help them get a better understanding of geometry, algebra, spreadsheets, graphing, statistics, and calculus problems. And we have links to specific GeoGebra applets from the ebooks in the relevant places. There are also plenty of worked examples and practice questions from past papers to help students prepare for their exams, a dedicated theory of knowledge chapter, and also guidance on the internal assessment for maths. And then this is my last slide. So this just shows what we are working on for 2024. So we are working on new editions of our Environmental Systems and Societies and Global Politics books, and they will be published in cooperation with the IB, which is great news. So that's all my slides. Ken, have we got any questions?
Yes, Catherine, actually, we have a few questions that coming in, but firstly, I just want to say thank you so much for giving us a very quick overview and as well as a very detailed presentation of all the resources that we have to support IB schools in the region. So for everyone who is on the call today, so do pop in your questions either in the chat box or the Q&A function if you have any questions whatsoever for Catherine. So do note that we are only taking questions about the product or the resources itself. If you have any questions about the operations or stocking, so we will address those questions via your account managers. All right, so I'm just going to go straight into some of the questions that I have with me now that some of you have sent in. So question 1, Catherine, this partner is asking us, how do we support IB teachers who adopt the new DP title? So I assume that he's asking if they have adopted the title, do we have any additional training or orientation for these teachers who adopt the titles?
So it depends by subject. So for some, we have webinars about the kind of changes to the curriculum or how to use our books to teach the curriculum. We have blog posts. For MYP Maths, we have the teacher guide specifically. And then for science, again, we have blog posts. We will be having webinars and Q&As. So it kind of depends by subject. And we try not to step on the IB's toes too much because they do a lot of their own PD, but we help where we can via things like webinars. But yeah, it depends on the subject.
Great. Second question is there a front of class resources that teachers can use in addition to the textbooks?
So the textbooks can be used themselves, can be used front of class, but we don't, I'm trying to think, I don't, with the exception of MYP Maths, where we have the quick quiz PowerPoints, I don't think we have anything specifically for front of class, but yeah, the textbooks can be used front of class.
Okay, cool. Next question. So is there a tiered subscription model based on number of students for the ebook?
No, so the ebook, it's individual license. We don't have tiers. You just buy one license per student.
Okay, and related questions on the ebook. So this delegate's asking, so what is the format of the ebook? Does it work on a specific platform or is it just a PDF?
So the ebooks are on our Active Learn platform.
Okay, and another question here, is there a trial or sample pages that teachers can see on the new DP Sciences?
Yes, there are sample on the website, and I'm sure Ken will be able to supply links for you. There are sample chapters for every book, and they can also sign up for 60-day digital free trials. Currently, you can only sign up for the higher level ones, but the standard level ones should be available either the end of this week or early next week.
Thanks, Catherine. There's one question that just came in the chat box. So Linda is asking, so for MYP ebook for maths, once we subscribe, how long can we use it for?
4 years.
Yes. Okay, I think that's all the questions that I have with me. I'm just going to give it 10 more seconds if there's anyone else that has any questions. Just in the meantime, if you have any questions whatsoever, or if you want to request for samples, especially for the new DP Sciences titles, do check in with your account managers. We have some stocks that are already ready, so you can request from them and we'll get the physical copies to you that you can share with your teachers. If there are no further questions, I think we have come to the end of our session. So thank you once again to Catherine for taking this time to share with us all the resources. And thank you so much to everyone for taking your time to join us as well. And once again, if you have any questions whatsoever, do reach out to your account managers, or you can also reach out to myself. You have our contact details, and we will share all the information from today's session to you, the slides as well as the sales toolkit. So thank you, everyone, and I hope you have a pleasant day ahead. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.